nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Okay. We have a fair bit of personnel business to conduct before we get to the meat of our meeting. I want to start with a notice of resignation that we received from the Village of Monroe Board of Trustees, dated March 5th. And it reads, resolved, the Board of Trustees accepts with regret the resignation of Howard Zuckerman from the Zoning Board of Appeals, ZBA, effective March 1st, 2024. Howard was our vice chairman and really a tremendous contributor to the village and to the board, and did so much to so much work to keep us on the right path. And I don't just mean proofreading the minutes. Howard dove into the real guts of every case and always put us in the right direction. And we are going to miss him terribly.
Yep.
So I think that's appropriate to remark on as our very first order of business. With Howard's departure, we have the appointment of our member Jim Lineri to fill Howard's unexpired term. So we have a declaration from the Board of Trustees about that. Resolved, the Board of Trustees appoints James Linari, 22 Cunningham Drive, as member of the Zoning Board of Appeals, fulfilling the unexpired term of Howard Zuckerman, March 5th through March 31st. So welcome, Jim. Thanks so much for your service as our alternate. Welcome to the board. You get one meeting to prove your mettle, sir. So we'll see just what we get from you tonight. Hope you've read the minutes, sir. Okay. Now, still more personnel business tonight. We meet for the first time Claire Dewar, who will be our new Zoning Board Secretary. Claire, welcome so much.
Thank you.
Claire is kind of in training right now. Rhonda is putting her through her paces, and when she is satisfied, then Claire gets to take charge and put us all in the right direction on a monthly basis. So welcome, Claire.
Thank you.
And I also get to introduce tonight John Benrose, who is our new alternate member. John, welcome. So glad to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
And we will, in fact, ask you to serve tonight as we are shorthanded. We are missing our chairman, Paul Baum, so tonight you get myself, John Gilstrap, as your chairman, and we are missing Dan. So we are two down, and so we need to press John into service immediately, and we will then have 4 members to work with. Okay. So, with all of that done, we can get on to some actual business. We have, as the second item, allegedly second item on our agenda, the application of 50 Wharton Drive, LLC, for an area variance. This application has in fact been withdrawn by the applicant. They have decided to work with our building department to find a resolution to their case, and so we will not be hearing from them, at least on this application. They, if they need us, I'm sure they can come back and call on us again. Kelly, do we need to do anything more with a withdrawal? That's that. That very good. Okay. Then I think we can move on to the third item on our agenda, the application of Monroe Woodbury Islamic Center seeking variances from Section 200-12, Attachment 4, Table of District Uses and Bulk Regulations, as amended by Section 6 of local law number 23 of 2023, to permit a building height of 38 feet where 30 feet is the maximum permitted. And second variance, section 200-34A1 is amended by section 5 of local law number 23 of 2023 to permit parking between the principal use and the street line on which the property fronts, to permit the construction, maintenance, and use of the property as a community place of worship. We have 4 members. We could go ahead with the case. However, I've been advised that we do not have a completed secret process on this application. Hang on just a minute, sir. So I fear, while we might like to hear from the attorney for the applicant, we probably should hold off on the engineering presentation, because we want to hear that when we can go forward with the case. And I fear we cannot go forward with the case until secret is completed. And I see everybody here, and it's a terrible shame not to be able to take it in hand right now tonight. But I think it would be best if we got to the meat of it when the board could actually act. So I am sorry to say it, but I think we're going to have to ask that the planning board complete SECRA and then have y'all back so that we can actually come to grips with the case.
I believe that the planning board, Frank, sorry.
Yeah, come on in.
Frank Phillips from the Law Office of Phillips and Millman on behalf of the applicants. Also present is Mohammed Hassan Mejia and also Ryan Nasher from the engineering firm of Axel, Nasher, and Ziegler. I know that. Okay, so this matter has also been just procedurally. I understand the situation that right now the planning board has declared itself lead agency. Until a negative declaration is declared by the lead agency and there's a coordinated review, then this board wouldn't be able to take action. So right now, we are here because initially the application was before the planning board. The planning board referred us to the zoning board. How this happened was kind of a unique situation in a way, and there's some ambiguity too as to the height variance that we would need based upon the new regulations, and it reads like a Ouija board to me, so somebody else is gonna have to figure it out, but I'm only a lawyer. But the bottom line is that my client has been before the planning board, and they submitted their application. Just in background, I'm not going to get into too much, so I know people are just going to say, because we're eventually going to have the public hearing, but I just ask you if you just indulge me for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Initially, there was a planning board application that was before the board back in August of 2022. In the village of Monroe, my understanding is that there was a moratorium. Along the line, there was a waiver of the moratorium, and our clients did present an application to the planning board. Also, there's an application to this board, the ZBA. The planning board reviewed this application from May of 2023 to November of 2023 informally 3 to 4 times. There was a public hearing set on November 28, 2023. So we're moving forward. We understand that there was a moratorium. They're looking at changing some zoning, whether it's by a master plan or something else. When my clients were ready to appear back in November 28th of 2023, they were told that the public hearing would be adjourned to December 11th, 2023. 6 days before that public hearing, the new code was enacted. Because the new code is enacted, therefore, we have to come to the ZBA to get a height variance and to get the variance to allow for parking between the building and the road, okay? So that's why we're here. We're here because we're referred by the planning board, not because we're here, you know, we were referred here, we're gonna show up here. We understand your predicament, okay?
Yeah.
So, At the planning board, just a very oversight, this is nothing to do with the variances, but just to know, just to lend to you, because there's a secret process and there'll probably be a coordinated review where the planning board will be the lead agency and you will be coordinating with the planning board. So my clients have already hired a traffic consultant on August 28th of 2023, DTS Provident Design. We did do traffic studies, and that was based upon when there would be certain prayer times. So they were worried about the traffic and times when there would be times of worship. That was done. The application was modified on 5 different occasions. It would involve the demolition of the current building, which is on the premises now, and which currently on the 2 acres, which is at, I didn't even give you the address, 1431 Orange Turnpike, in the SR20 zone, that they would demo these, the dwelling, the sheds that are there, garage, and there is a driveway currently there. So there would be a demo and a construction of a 20,400 square foot building. The prayer area would be approximately 7,000 square feet, and they also set forth the 111 parking spots and 230 seats. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. So then we also submitted the short form EAF to the planning board. We did get a letter on September 1st, 2022 from SHPO that none of the properties were eligible for New York State National Register of Historic Places. Then, of course, like I told you, we got the referral to the ZBA. We made the application to the ZBA on January 3rd of 2024. Did revise it to provide, we did revise the plan to provide fire apparatus. We did something with some of the drainage and structures. And then there was a recent memo from the building inspector who's present regarding the height variance, which is March 11th. So then we're looking for a variance saying it's going to be 38 feet when the maximum's 30, but that may not be so correct because then you got to take into account the average, whether in fact there's, I don't know the exact name, what is it called?
Parapet wall.
That's it. He says it better than I do. A dome, or so to verify the average grade would bring it down, we understand, to probably somewhere around 36 or 35, correct?
Yeah,
I'll let you get into it. Then there's also a provision in the code where they could waive 3%. So we may not need the variance, but we'll ask for it. So my understanding is we're here. The board's not going to make a decision. We're going to probably get volleyed back to the planning board, which the planning board sent us here, remember that. So we're going to get volleyed back to the planning board, which their next meeting is April 8th. We will have everything ready to be submitted. I checked with our engineers and the traffic and the architects, so we'll be able to submit everything by March 25th, which is our deadline. I checked your little schedule on the website. And then we'll go to the planning board on the 8th. Then there's another planning board meeting in May 13th, and the ZBA is the day after on May 14th, so we got to see where it goes in the planning board, and then you have a June 11th meeting. So that's where we are.
The dates that you stated for the planning board, those 2 dates are workshops. No action will be taken at a workshop.
Oh, the 8th,
Should be-
April 8th is a workshop?
It's a workshop.
It doesn't say that on the
And
website.
then the 3rd or 4th Tuesday of that month is when the meeting is.
How come it doesn't say that on the website?
It does have it, it has 2 dates. One says workshop, one says meeting.
Not for April, it doesn't.
No, I
For-
checked.
For the planning board?
For the planning board.
I
it
went
says-
right down the line and wrote it on my pad.
It says
You're
April
correct.
8th, special
Sorry, it's a
meeting.
special meeting. It'll be
Okay.
both that night. It'll be
Yeah.
both the special meeting.
Confused
So
me.
I am
Sorry.
right. Okay, that's okay. Did you get that? Okay, so anyway, that's where we're at now. So
Yeah.
I understand the position because there can't be any action taken by this board until there's a negative declaration anyway. But we kind of wanted to give you a flavor for what the project's about and the quandary that we've run into, this morass of going back and forth and, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
encountering a moratorium.
Mr. Phillips, I understand completely. And, as I mentioned, I guess at the start, I'm not the regular chairman, I am a member. So when I get to chair a meeting, I get real interested. I have been through all that paperwork. I have been to the site. I want to do this for you tonight, but I can't.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
We
So-
understand, we had a conference before this.
Yeah. So I think what I don't want to do is to get into the engineering input, because I want to make sure we have that when our members are actually deliberating and thinking about variances, should they be required. And as you say, at least for the height, we don't know that just yet. I think we have a great many members of the public here. I appreciate that everybody's turned out. I think what we might want to do is to, if, Mr. Phillips, you've finished what it is that you wanted to say.
Thank you.
Sir, did you
There's
have,
something I would like to add. I think we had a discussion, once again, Ryan Nasher from Atzel Nash and Ziegler, we're the engineers and the surveyor. I spoke to Frank Filick about the meeting. One of the important items that I would like to bring everybody's attention, it is tricky. The site doesn't require the GML circulation, all right? Why? Because the Orange Turnpike used to be county road, but it's not currently, it's a village road. So it does not require the GML circulation, and also the municipal line is more than 500 feet. So planning board understood. I just want to make sure that we understand we're on the same page. GML is not required for the site.
okay, thank you, sir.
We requested it be referred anyway, just in case, and now you got plenty of time to get that 30 days passed. And
I wouldn't recommend,
Yesterday,
local determination,
from the, yes.
local determination, you're all set.
So there
okay,
you
good.
go.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay.
Wasn't gonna slow you down anyway, still gotta go back to
No,
the
we don't want
planning
to slow down.
board.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it, yeah.
So then, I think what we might do is to hear from those members of the public who want to speak tonight, so that we can have your input. We will be having the Islamic Center back again, so I suppose we can keep the public comment open for when we have you back. So you may wish to speak then, I don't know. But I know we have a sign-up sheet here, so maybe we can ask who is the first speaker and welcome them up to the microphone to address the board.
The judge, who will always forever be the judge.
So this is
Good
Judge
evening,
Lezak.
Mr. Gilstrap, Ms. Norton, members of the board. I will reserve my comments when the full presentation has been made by the applicant. I would like to say one thing, and that's to Ms. Norton. I'm glad that you are the attorney for the ZBA, because reviewing everything that you have done, as I've said this before, you're an excellent attorney, unlike some other attorney that I will not mention.
I don't know about that, but we love her too, Larry, so
Well, this is
thanks
great.
for
We'll
that.
like
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to keep going. Well, we'll have that in bold in the minutes. I don't know if it's, they'll all go that way.
Thank you.
So who else do we have?
Rebecca Minio, did I say Minio? Okay.
If we are going to meet again, I will reserve my comments for that time.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Could we get your last name, please, just so we,
Mynio. I'm bad with pronunciation.
Fill in those people who just came in?
yeah, will
Oh,
do.
sorry.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
And then,
For the folks who just joined us, want to make you aware that we are hearing from the public now, but we are not going to decide the case tonight because it has to complete a secret review, which the planning board will conduct. It's unfortunate, but we cannot get into the meat of the matter and decide the matter tonight, just so you know. But we are, at this moment, going through our list of the folks who put their hand up to indicate, or rather signed our list here, to indicate that they wanted to share some words about the application. So if you want to hear that or you'd like to contribute to that, please stay and do so. Okay, so we have our third speaker from the public.
Mohammed Hassan Mia. Was I close? Okay.
Welcome, sir.
Hi. She already mentioned my name, Muhammad Hassan Mia. You hear me well?
Yes, just fine,
This is
sir.
on.
Yes, it is.
I'm the president of Monroe Bay Islamic Center. we call MWIC. It is about 14 years we're struggling to make a prayer place. It did not happen yet. We praying in a small house. Safety issue, keeping the kids, moms, and disabled parking, we having so much difficulties. We started in a rental place, which is 581 Orange Turnpike, 17M, Monroe. After 5 years, we bought this place, 1431 Orange Turnpike. We begged the people who is paying the high tax for their property. They donated to build a house. And why we bought this property? We make sure that we using people's money in right place, right in time. We don't want to waste money. We verified that 1431 Orange Turnpike, if we buy it, we can make it as a mosque. Back then, we hired one attorney, Mr. Lipman. I think you guys know him. He verified everything, and he said that this is the place that religious practice is allowed. Only because of that point, we bought this place, otherwise not. And from 2015, when we bought it, from that time we start collecting money, and we hired the engineer to make a design, beautiful design that people will like it. And finally, our architect, Ahmed, he made a beautiful design. If you see in your computer is not on, but you know,
We don't do
it's on
this
before.
board.
We have it.
That's the planning board.
We have it, not to worry.
You know, if you
We have seen it.
drive through Orange Turnpike, you will see beautiful churches there, very high, and not only one, two, or maybe more. If you walk around more area, you will see more than 20, maybe 100. You can Google it. But if you Google only one Islamic center or mosque, you will see there is us. Only one. Plus, if you see the condition of the building, it's a very poor looking. You will not like it. But we pray. And from moratorium as of today, we went through lots of changes. We'll be glad to do the changes, no problem. But keep delaying. What is the problem? The problem is we're collecting money from this. See the brothers waiting? Not everybody is here. They're supporting money. So if it is more delay, then they're losing their patience. They said, what are you doing, guys? We not get any result yet, so they're getting frustrated. So more and more delay, the residents who are paying tax, it will be more burden for them. So our request, we respect the law, we follow the law. Please, do something that we can make a beautiful building, masjid. And I'm sure that our neighbor, we will definitely maintain the good relation, no doubt. We will try our best. And if we make a beautiful masjid, I'm sure the property value will go up, not down. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And here is my paper, please. Thank you.
Okay. Who do we?
That's all that's on this list.
Okay, do we have anyone else from the public who'd like to speak tonight? Okay. Yes, sir.
You'll still be able to speak at the next.
Please sign the sheet.
I think so. I
Thank
think
you.
we can hold it open, yeah.
While he's signing it, I just want to let, I did speak to our clients and made them aware of the process that has to be gone through for the secret process, and the fact that it would probably be a better streamlined process if there was a coordinated review with the planning board and the zoning board, so we're aware of the process. The only other issue that came up, excuse me 1 second, is that somewhere along, before we get back to this board, we're gonna have to have some sort of determination as to the height variance, because it's kind of murky, and if it's interpreted a certain way, it could be problematic for the village, not for us, but problematic for the village later on, so.
Yes, sir, we're aware of that, and we're gonna get to the bottom of that. Sir, your name, please?
Hi, my name is Malik Ahmed from Monroe Woodbury Islamic Center, member, and the residents of in Monroe around 30 plus years, and have my chain of the store here in Monroe, Harriman, Saffron, Chester. So the majority of the people, they know me, around 2,000 people surroundings my, even though the neighbor of the masjid which we are building, so most of the, I communicate with them and they are very happy except few, but most of, and today I give you the one of the beautiful things that one of the tree fell down just last week, means 2 days ago. That's a next door neighbor. His name is Patrick, and he's a friend of mine for the 15 plus 20 years through my business. And we were so comfortable. I called the guy, I said, you know, whenever you feel, you come. It was a huge tree. There was a 150 years old tree. Comfortable, no problem whatsoever. Same thing over there, the neighbors, because I was there most of the time, and they come, communicate, and everybody was happy, but they say, fine, we are happy for having you guys here. That was very important feedback I'm giving you. That's all the neighbors, absolutely they are happy because they dealt with me in these locations, and they dealt with me how we were. And looking back that and now, Monroe, right here in this town, we are 14 years at, he mentioned that April 10th we started, and onward going on things, we did a lot of work, and the money, especially the public money. And now we are here that this is the beautiful place right now. It's it's going to be the fantastic change in the Monroe. People will love it, and I can tell you that across the street, the person who sold house, almost 1.9 million, he offered that one before us to you can, but then some other person bought it, and the price, all the houses since we were there, 200, 300,000 people made the money. The real estate people know that one, what I'm saying right now. So the market went up, nobody feared, nothing whatsoever, that the market is going to go down because this worship place. So in reality, there is a lot of things I can give you the background because the last 30 years, I had a very close relation with the previous chief of police was David Conklin through my business. He retired now. So when he started that. So through that onward, I have the long history in the Monroe, and I love it. And now what we are looking for, we're looking for the kids. They can learn our Islam, Deen. That's very important. And the special thing is, why the masjid, mosque? In Islam, there is a very important thing. We have to answerable day of the judgment. First thing, that is salah, namaz, prayer. God is going to question, did you pray 5 times? That 5 times we are striving to go there and pray that one. That is the important. So everybody is like this. So now what I'm saying, this one, another thing is, New York State has a 9,888 churches. And also how many Monroe Woodbury areas, churches? 27 churches, approximately. And then synagogues, 102 synagogues around here. New York State, over 1,000 synagogues. And how many masjids in around New York State? 285. What is in the Monroe area? There's a one masjid, and we are working for this one, so how we can get this one. So this was a little bit thing for just to inform you, let the people know, public know that one, how we are desperate for this masjid to have this one. And this is the religious duty that somebody from the synagogue can explain, somebody from the church. But as a matter of fact, I have the close friendship with the Father Ryder, right, the Sacred Heart. I have the other, I can mention the name, close, we are working together. So this is, they can understand that how desperate we need that one, this place of worship. So that was my few words. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving time.
Thank you
Can
so
I just
much
ask
for
you
sharing
a
that
quick
with us.
question? I'm sorry, but that word masjid, I almost.
Masjid.
Can you just spell it?
Yes. M-A-S-J-I-D.
Thank you.
And
very much.
mosque as well as.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We have another speaker?
Yoel Wertheimer.
Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Village Zoning Board.
Sorry, could you spell your name first?
Yoel, Yoel
Uh-huh,
Wertheimer, Wertheimer.
thank you.
My name is Yoel Wertheimer. I'm a village resident. It's really a pleasure to stand before you today in this immaculate neighborhood. The collective efforts that each one of you contributed, we often fail to realize that each board, each decision is a piece of a larger puzzle that assembles to create a beautiful tapestry we call home. I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for the dedicated role in making our community a better place. I'm here today to discuss a proposal that involves the spirit of unity and cooperation within our community. It's a proposal designed to enhance the existing fabric of our village while addressing the practical concerns that inherently arise with progress of development. The subject of our discussion is requested for approval of a variant to a mass construction project. Before delving into the specific recommendations, I want to express my joy in having a diverse and welcoming community where people come together to pray. I believe that cultural richness and diversity that place of worship bring significantly enhance our village. And personally, I'm delighted to witness the community flourishing. There are two specific considerations that I believe deserves your attention. Firstly, I propose the incorporation of a curved exit from the main road to Orange Turnpike into the Mosque driveway parking lot. It shouldn't be like just a driveway, it should be curved, so the feature is not merely about aesthetic, it serves a practical purpose. A curved entrance enhances the flow of traffic, making the entry smoother and safer for everyone as they come and go from the prayers. Secondly, as we embark on this significant project, it is crucial to address potential parking challenges for the new mosques, potentially leading to overflow of vehicles looking to park at the town hall parking across the street. However, this introduces a vital consideration, this needs for sidewalks. Our community has demonstrated a commitment to pedestrian safety through the installation of sidewalks on many roads, especially in the surrounding area, such as Presby, Coffee, off Orange Turnpike roads, has all sidewalks over there. As we direct parking to the town hall, it is impressive to extend the commitment to safe pedestrian pathway. I kindly request the zoning board to take into consideration the necessity of constructing the sidewalks and ensuring the safety of our residents and visitors as they navigate the area. Thank you all for generously giving me the time and attention. I appreciate the consideration of this proposal that aim to enhance the harmony and safety of our beloved community.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Wertheimer. Beautifully put. Sir, you may know, though, that we're here to hear an application for a couple of variances. Some of these other concerns that you raised, you probably ought to bring to the attention of our planning board so that they can have the benefit of your thinking on that matter.
That's what came. Thank you. I want to welcome them. It's welcoming the community.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Nicely
much.
put, and I'm sure they appreciate that. Do we have any other speakers from the public? Okay. If we don't have anyone here tonight who wants to make further remarks, then I have one letter that has arrived that I think I'll read into our record while we're at it. It's from a gentleman in Cornwall, but I'm going to read it anyway. This letter is from Mr. James Scoofus, who writes, Dear Chair Baum, I'm writing to express my support for the Monroe Woodbury Islamic Center's request for variances for their property located on 1431 Orange Turnpike in the SR20 zoning district designated as Section 231, Block 1, Lot 3.42 on the tax map of the town of Monroe. The Monroe Woodbury Islamic Center has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to serving the local Islamic community over the years, and with the growing Islamic population in Monroe and the surrounding areas, there is evident need for a new place of worship as proposed at the aforementioned property. To ensure that this essential organization can continue to serve members in an adequate and timely manner, the requested variances are necessary. Specifically, variances from Section 200-12 to permit a building height of 38 feet, to allow for adequate space and adherence to the necessary design features, and a variance from Section 200-34A1 to allow parking between the principal use and the street line in front of the property to allow for adequate space and accommodation of adjacent properties. In particular, absent the planning board's postponement of their application from November to December, during which time new zoning was adopted by the village, the applicant may well have been required the applicant may well have not been required to pursue a variance. I sincerely appreciate your public service as well as your time and attention. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, James Scoofus, who is, of course, our state senator. So there, a word from the senator. Okay. Then, if we have completed the public comment, at least for now, I think we have done what we can do for this application tonight. The application is going to have to go back for the completion of SECRA, and it just remains to determine when we can have you back, I think. Kelly, you were telling me you think that we need...
So either 60 days or 90 days to get through the planning board process.
Yeah.
If you do 60 days, I think it's the day before, the night before, they might.
May 14th, we request if we need to bump it to June because of what's going on in the planning board.
I hear you. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. It has been, as we have heard from some of you, a trial so far, and we want to give you every opportunity to get back before this board so that we can work on this case. But of course, there is some chance that we won't be able to take it on then, but at least let's give ourselves the opportunity. So, let's see, I guess we need a motion here, do we?
A motion to adjourn until May 14th.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to make the motion that we adjourn the case.
Yes, it's keeping it open. Motion to adjourn the public hearing until May 14th. Yeah, not the meeting.
Yeah, we
public hearing.
Yeah, we want to continue the public hearing. So I'll move to keep to adjourn the public hearing until May 14th. And do we have a second for that?
I'll make the second.
Thanks, Elizabeth. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we have 4 in favor. And, I regret that we couldn't do more for you tonight, but at least we had a chance to hear from you and understand a little bit of what you've been through, and we will come back and try it again, hopefully in May.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much for coming. Have a great night, everybody. Okay.
Actually worked out well since we only have the 4 board members anyway.
Well, think it's asking a lot of John to throw him in right here at the,
know.
the first time he's been able to join us.
So the reason I mentioned that about them is that normally we have 5 board members. And you have to have a majority vote. So when we vote, it has to be at least 3 people saying yes. In other words, if there's 5 people and 3 say yes, 2 say no, it passes. If there's 4 people and 2 say yes and 2 say no, it's a tie, it fails. So whenever we only have 4 people, I always tell them, or the chairman would always say, you have the choice to postpone till next month when we might have 5 people or not. And since we only had the 4, I would have said to them, definitely postpone. Last time, the person said, oh, I'll go ahead with it, and it was a 2-2 vote, and it lost, and I could tell he was like, I don't think he expected that. So it really worked out really well, this, I think.
I want the built-in tiebreaker.
It has to be, yeah. Right, exactly. You have a little leeway if there's 5 people. Very tough, yeah. And so that case also had dragged on a bit, and I think he just wanted to finish it, and I think he really felt confident that it was going to pass.
Okay. I think we can take on our 4th item on the agenda. We have before us still the decision for 37 Still Road, which we attempted to come to grips with, I think back in November, wasn't it? Or was it December? December, maybe. Now, we need members who are present there, but I think,
Which meeting was it?
November?
well, we can have a look at their minutes in just a minute. Thanks, Rhonda. I think, Jim, Elizabeth, you were both present for Still Road, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And have you seen this decision?
I did read it, but I don't recall it right off the top of my head right now.
I read it. Yeah. I mean, what about it?
Okay. What we need to do is decide whether or not that decision reflects the will of the board accurately. And so, is your recollection of the decision sufficient that you think you could give an opinion on that, or do we need to?
No, I can speak to it.
I didn't think there was anything,
Yeah, I don't.
amiss about it.
Okay. In that case, then I'm going to move that we accept the decision for 37 Still Road as written.
Do I have a second?
All in, yeah, we have a second. Elizabeth is seconding. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we have 3.
So saying 1 recusal.
And indeed, John will have to recuse as he was not with us and is not familiar with the case, of course. So yeah, that's right. So there we go. That's our 4th item. Okay, now the hard work begins. The minutes. We have November and December, Rhonda?
We have September 12th, November 14th, and September 12th, November 14th, and December 12th. We cannot vote on the December 12th meetings because we do not have a quorum tonight.
Now, I thought you did written to us by email that September we had approved? This is not so.
We approved October.
Okay. Okay. Let's maybe begin with the easier business. Has everybody had a chance to look at November's minutes, which have been with us the longest? Or, well, I guess not so long as September, but well, December's only just reached us. November. And does anybody have any input for Rhonda about November's minutes? Jim?
The
No?
spelling error, that's, my last name is spelled incorrectly.
You know.
Village is omitted from my copy. It's L-L-A-G-E.
Yeah, it might as well, yeah.
I think your name is spelled incorrectly on page 3. And then there's a random la. I don't know what far la.
Yeah,
Oh, FAR
that'd
law.
be the FAR law. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, spelled on the.
Where was,
like Christmas.
where was the
My shot
village?
at comedy right there. Come on.
It worked. I'm laughing.
I'm sorry, what was
Village
it?
is on what page, Jim?
Yeah,
Well, look, mine right at the top. It's
Oh,
spelled-
yeah, yeah.
you're right.
That one, my last name. And that's also misspelled on page 4, then Attorney Tory is Attorney Tor on page 3. And then you omitted the W in law, FAR law.
And that's page 3 as well?
That's page
Yeah, that's
3
Page 3,
in the second paragraph.
and everything.
Tory
else-
about midway in the paragraph, FAR law at the bottom.
Everything else is fine.
Okay. Elizabeth,
No further comment? no?
okay. I have what Jim has, maybe some more. So I'm just going to give mine to you in written form.
Perfect.
Rhonda. So I think what we
Thank
could
you.
say is that we'll accept these minutes subject to the corrections specified by Jim and provided in writing by myself. Can we handle it that way, you think?
Sounds fine to me.
Okay.
As long as yours are typos and not substantive changes.
I believe that is the case. Let me see that, that I just gave you just one time to make sure that that is so. I think
The
we're,
ones that Jim mentioned are all typos.
Yes.
well, the failure to note the absence of member Zuckerman isn't exactly a typo. That's,
I would consider that one closer to a typo because that's,
okay,
you usually know who's absent, so.
yeah.
It breaks my heart to write that. That's
No.
why I,
Well, yes, but this is why only the tough can be,
That's right, you're like a Navy
take
SEAL.
note. It's a hard job and not for the faint of heart. I think the remainder are all spelling issues and such. Okay, so that's November. Who do we need for December, Rhonda?
December we cannot vote on because we don't have a quorum from who was at the meeting in December.
Right, that's right. That's right, we have two. That's not enough for that.
And the November minutes were on the December agenda, if I remember correctly, and we couldn't.
Yeah, we made that,
problem with that,
that's
too.
right, we made
Right.
that mistake once
So
before.
we need to have a motion and a second on the meeting with, the minutes for November with corrections.
Yeah, okay. So I move that we accept the minutes subject to the correction specified by Jim and by myself in writing. Do we have a second for that? Thank you, Jim. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so there's November. September. Okay. Has anybody been through September, or are we satisfied with September?
Just the same typo of my last name. on
I
the
don't
front.
like your last name, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
It's,
I'm only kidding. You
I'm
notice
married, I answer to a lot of things
I actually
now.
got it right on your
You
your
did, actually. It's very-
placard, so
You did.
I dropped the ball after that.
That's all right.
Sorry.
it's a sign of her acceptance, Jim. Everybody gets this treatment.
I'll tell you
So
my real
you're truly one of us now that Rhonda has made a hash of your name. Any other items that you'd like to note?
No, everything else was as I recall.
Okay, yeah, I think, however it happened, I think September is in a better condition. So, I think that I'll move that we accept September as written, subject to the correction supplied by Jim. Do we have a second for that? Okay, thank you, Jim. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so there's September. Okay, and yeah, regrettably, we'll have to hold December over for next time. Okay, then we have new business. Well, I think the bulk of our new business we addressed at the top of the meeting, welcoming our new members and a member in a new role. we have still no new applications, Rhonda?
I did have a gentleman come in and speak with me. You and I have spoken about this one. The deck that's too big. He did come in and he spoke with me, and I explained, I showed him the application, I showed him the guidelines, I showed him what he needs to address when he's here at the meeting, the
Five-part test?
yeah, the five-part test. I explained all that to him. He said he was gonna get it into me, and as of right now, I have not received it.
Okay, that's a no. So, no.
I spent like a half hour, 45 minutes explaining how the process works to him, so he already knows.
Mhm. Okay, so no new applications. We have our calendar to make sense of. Now, here is the problem. The calendar has not been approved, but the calendar is being adhered to anyway.
Typically, the date that the board meets is actually set by the Board of Trustees. You just adopt a calendar to make it easier so people know, and you post it on the website.
Well, all right, then, inasmuch as we are missing two members, and it might be nice to hear from them, in case they have any comment on the calendar, I suppose that we can hold over the calendar until next time. And since the dates are out there, available to the public, I suppose it doesn't do any harm. So we'll, I think, leave the calendar. Take that up next time. Now, the chairman, by email, had suggested one other item of new business, and that is webinars for harassment and discrimination and for workplace violence and prevention. Now, we don't have the benefit of hearing from the chairman tonight, but this is an annual thing that we have to do, and there is this opportunity coming up, I think a week from tonight, if I'm not mistaken, right, Rhonda? There is a webinar being held, so there's an opportunity to take care of this obligation in a week, and one has to register for this in advance, but there is a good chance that one could still do that and attend this webinar and take care of this requirement. So I have asked Rhonda to circulate that invitation from our friends in Rockland County who are conducting this webinar, so that we are reminded of this opportunity. And then I guess we can hear from the chairman at our next meeting as if he had something else in mind on that score. Okay. So there's one more piece of new business. Old business. Do we have old business? Feel like we've taken care of our oldest piece of business, most of our other little old pieces of business. Old business, Rhonda?
No.
No old business. Okay, I guess there is no old business, so all that remains is to adjourn our meeting for tonight, I think. We need a motion for that. We don't have Dan. Someone else is going to have to leap into.
Somebody's sitting in his seat.
Well,
Oh, is that me?
I make a motion to adjourn. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I thought you were.
That was a close race over there.
Thank you. Thank you both. All in favor? Okay, and we are
Aye.
adjourned. All right.
No.
Let's see. So.